Welcome to Monarch Training. Today we're going to talk about tips for 17.5. So 17.5 is a pretty simple workout. It's 10 rounds for time of 9 thrusters, 95 pounds for men, 65 pounds for women, followed by 35 double unders. So first off, let's talk about strategy, things to focus on during the workout for each of the movements. On the thrusters, if you watched our wall ball video, it's the same thing. So the movement itself is a squat, front squat followed by a push press. So let's work on having good mechanics, staying patient, keeping those good mechanics for the squat and the push press. What's going to help us on the thrusters, we want to make sure we're staying on our heels, keeping that good front rack, and using our legs as much as possible. We don't want to be pressing this overhead. Be patient on the way back down. Don't rush it. Get it back to that front rack, and it's going to make it much easier. Common tendency on thrusters is to rush them a little bit, and we get a little bit unbalanced, and we start to go down before we get it back to our shoulders. If you focus on only 2 things during the thrusters, it'll make it much easier. 1, getting it back to that front rack. 2, staying on your heels. We have a bunch of double unders to do in this workout, and if we're on our toes every time on the thrusters, we get a little bit forward, unbalanced. Our feet are going to start to cramp up. Those double unders are going to get much harder. We're going to trip up. Our time is going to get a lot slower. For the double unders, when we're doing these, try to stay calm. Really try to keep that heart rate down. If you're not consistent with your double unders, make sure as you're going through those double unders, you're focusing on the throwing it with your wrists. Probably most important with those double unders is to not get frustrated, stay calm, keep your head in it. If you trip up, take a second, get back into it. This workout's pretty simple, so we can't really game it too much, but simple tips: keep your head in it, stay calm. On those thrusters, try to break as little as possible. Every time we break, we're adding an additional clean to the workout. So it becomes 10 rounds of thrusters, double unders, and cleans if we end up breaking a bunch of times. We have 2 positions in the thruster movement that are essentially resting positions. 1, once we get the weight overhead, we keep those arms fully locked out. We can take a second there, or we can bring it back down to the front rack and rest in that front rack position just for a second. We wouldn't want to hold that for a crazy amount of time, but it's better to do the thrusters a little bit slower, a little bit calmer, and go unbroken instead of having to waste that energy to do an extra clean. But yeah, the workout's pretty simple. Just stay calm, try not to trip up too much on those double unders, and just chip through it. If Jordan and I appear like we're not moving too well in this workout, it's because we just had a throwdown. A bunch of us did the workout right after they announced it, so weren't feeling too good after that. That's it for tips on 17.5. Good luck this weekend.